Well, first of all, Karl, thank you very much for sitting down with us for a while. And I wanted to start going back to the All-Star Game 30 years ago. You and John, co-MVPs. Tell me about that experience, what it was like and how you felt.
Well, it's pretty easy when you talk about John Stock and the battles we was out there playing against other teams, and then but then you think about, as you ask that question like this now, 30 years later, I have to think about people that's no longer with us, that's helped mold me into the person I am as a person in business. And those two guys, right off the bat, I got to say one is the person who said, yeah, sound like a great guy to draft. And then a coach that was able to get the most out of me. So first of all, Larry Miller, of course, no longer with us, and Coach Jerry Sloan. So I didn't know this interview was going to start off like that. That's a great question, but there's so many emotions. I get to see Stock. I get to see some of my other teammates, but those two guys there, this kid out of Louisiana, probably saw something that I didn't see, and just put your head down and work. So before it's the game itself and having it here in our town, it was just amazing. And I look forward to it because I get an opportunity not have to worry about being on nobody's schedule but ours. But I get an opportunity to share it with my family, my whole family. And so it's pretty neat, but it's just neat to be back home. When we sold our home here, it was like a void for a long time. And then we finally were able to get our place back, in Heber. And it just felt like that whole completion. So I felt at home. And then the AllStar Game, there's so many emotions. I know it was a long answer, but it's just.
So I guess you're going to kind of come back to Utah then, and in Heber.
Oh no, we have been back, and we're back.
Oh, so you've been here.
We go back. Oh yes, sir. Since almost 2 years. No, over a year. So I like the. It reminds me more of country, up in the mountains and stuff like that, and that's where I spend. I probably spent 60-70% of my time when I was playing in Utah in the mountain, and I don't know, it's just awesome. I feel like the luckiest kid in the world to get to see the best of both worlds, from the South and in a different culture, but I could not have done it alone. There's a lot of people in my life that make it possible, and now to be able to have my family here this weekend and express myself this weekend. I've looked forward to that for 2 years, ever since I've known they had the team back here. So with that being said, your turn.
Well, you say that you're the luckiest guy in the world, but luck is the residue of hard work. And I don't know if there's been anyone who's worked harder, especially back in your days playing basketball, to do what you did.
Well, I'll say this. The older I get, I'll be almost 60. I will be 60 July 24th. I think my ancestors, my whole mind is a lot different now, and genetics and things like that. And I think my grandfather and them, for their DNA, I guess, to be able to go out there. Our mind tells us we want to work hard, but sometimes your body fails you. And my grandfather always told me, don't let any man outwork you. And if you got two men with the same mentality, it's going to make for a great show. And I've always believed in that. And I personally felt I owed it to the Miller family, with my roots, where I'm from, playing. It wasn't work. It really was not work. You're going to pay me to do this. But 12 other teams passed me up. So when I say I owed it to the Millers, it's deeper than that. It's not you own me, or it's not that. It's so much deeper than that. But then I owed it to my family, and I owed it to my grandfather and his father. That's where I'm at in life right now. But working hard is still part of life. You work, you earn it, you enjoy your rewards. And when one take from another, you're next. It's easy to take from you. But when you earn it, me personally, through my eyes, with conviction, I will protect it to the death, because I earned it. And that's what I mean, and that's where I'm at in life. But hard work is still a part of it. But then you show other people the hard work and what you put into it, and that's what you get out of it. We have become entitled. We have become, you supposed to, but we forget we earn things. I don't really care what they got going on in DC. I care on the places that molded me, what's going on, and try to make a difference there. But I am no different. Matter of fact, my flaws is probably 20 times worse than other people. But you're not going to outwork me. That's what my grandfather taught me, and my mom. And when they said, "You understand me, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, sir," and "Yes, ma'am," it's to the death. So that's who I am. So I've mellowed a lot. But I've met some interesting people that is teaching me how to be a person and a real authentic person, because we think we have it. And I met a person that's so amazing to me, and been able to spend a little time with him. It's been pretty awesome. I see things a lot different now. I used to think I did a lot for people, but I don't know. I'm just getting started. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. We're talking about work, and I think someone told me you've never missed a day since you were, 16 years old, working out, even now.
Well, I miss days, and that's a little far-fetched. I didn't understand it. Even when I was playing with the Jazz, I understood it, but I didn't until I got later in my career, like preventative maintenance. I respect the game now. Okay? I don't love the game, because it's too much what I call BS going on in the game.
Yeah, well, I do want to ask you about that.
Okay. but the working out part, I didn't know what I was doing, So I always try to do something, because we played. But I listen to my body now. I need it. And I hope people understand what I'm saying. I need it now more than ever. It just leveled me out. And I had an injury this past, from training, and tore my meniscus, so that almost got me this year for about a month. I wasn't able to do nothing. And, dummy, if you do what the doctor say and let it start healing, You'll get back on your feet. But I need it for me mentally. I'm not sitting here telling anybody that I look forward to working out. No. But what it do for me, I need it. I do not love spending 2 hours a day kicking my ass. I don't. But what it do for me, because I'm about to see people, I'm about to do this interview, and I work to try to be the best of me every day, and I fall short 90% of the time during the day, but it helped me out, and it put things, it aligned me. So the working out is part of it. Going to work every day is part of it. That's who we are, and I want to work some type, and I want to learn something every day for the rest of my life, however long that is. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about how you feel about the game today compared to when you played.
The most amazing athletes I've seen on what they're able to do now, bigger, faster, stronger. You see it, you see, I think about LeBron and Giannis, the way they handle the ball, and I'm leaving out a lot. That's not what bothered me a little bit. I respect the game because it was very good to me. I can never tell you I love it the way it is. And I just have a problem with, but like everybody else do, and I'm old school. The game have changed, it's evolved, and it's supposed to. It did it before I came into the league. It did it during the time I was playing. I was fortunate enough to play a long time, and it's going to continue to evolve. Me, and I don't care who it is, when it's pertaining to playing the game of basketball, I ain't here working the game of basketball. I say playing the game of basketball. I don't think you take days off, rest days. Okay, that's me. Okay, how about this? All right, take your days off. You don't get paid that game. How many people walking this earth? They don't go to work, they don't get paid. I'm not bashing it. It changed. I would say the only problem I have, one of the biggest issues I have, is go play. Go play the game. All right? When you're on the road, it's people, it might be one fan. What I had the most fear of, whether it was 5 Utah Jazz, Karl Malone fans, or 1 back east, I took pride that one person from some little small town in the North South Dakotas, and I'm not shading them because I love going there hunting, so I love them. I feel like I say that. Say one of them was able to get a ticket and say wanted to come see me play in Minnesota. And I'm saying it because it happened. What if I was off that day? See, I think about that. We've taken, and we've taken the fan experience away. You get now a tech or fine if you having good fun with a fan. But all in all, the game is amazing. It have evolved, and then being able to watch it and been a part of it to start. But the analytics, I don't even know what that is. I say, if I'm been in the weight room and I'm stronger than you or think I am, I'm gonna take you down in the post and Coach Sloan gonna call these plays until you stop them. But when I turn it off, or somebody said, I think Kevin Durant would be better served coming down with his handles and shooting a three or outside. So, but the athletes that we have now is able to silence all that nonsense, you know? So, I hope I answered that question for you, but.
Answered it very well. Your relationship with John Stockton, and there's just something special there that I don't think we've ever seen before. Like you guys run pick and roll night after night after night. Teams know you do it, but they still couldn't defend it.
We was committed. We was committed to the coaching staff, and we trusted their plays, and we was committed to our teammates. And I don't call that pick and roll what they're doing now. You know, use other phrases, but some people, oh, it's the pick and roll. Well, pick and pop, pick and slip the pick. But, and I trusted John Stockton. I don't know if people don't realize this. I don't like people shushing me. That means shush or stop. If you go back and watch so many of our games in a heated situation, because you got to understand it is high octane, adrenaline, and all of the things that you got. And you know, I know it's my play or a teammate play. And I don't know, people go back and if you look at a lot of our plays, John Stockton would do me like that all the time. And I know what that meant. Slow down. So, and he did it so many times, so subtle that people never, ever, ever have commented on it. And the times he didn't, I would run over somebody, get a charge or whatever. But that's what's neat, to be able to play with somebody that you know put the time in beforehand. And my trust with John was my life, with my life. I trust you with my life out here. And I believed everything you told me, Coach Sloan. Did we bump heads sometime? Well, of course, because there's a lot of testosterone going on and alpha males in the room. Hell yeah, you bumping heads. But the neat thing about it was we always made it right. So it's pretty awesome.
Are you and John still good buddies?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We reconnected over the last 3 years, and it's been so amazing. So we visited each other at our places, and we visited each other in Alaska, and it's pretty neat. Stock is that brother. He's that brother that if he needed a kidney, I give it to him right now. So, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about your career. Amazing.
Yeah.
You were, well, until what, a week or two ago, second in scoring in the NBA, and of course LeBron comes along.
Yeah.
How do you feel about those kind of accolades?
Well, you know, and it's just my upbringing. I never thought about it. And with the whole universe aligning in the rivers and streams and mountains, I will this time, because I have my family here. But I was taught that you just go play the game, let the chip fall where they may. My mom was a heck of a player herself. She played when they played 3-on-3. where it was 6 women on one end, 6 on the other. You dribble the half court. You pass it to your offense. They go down, the defense try to score, and you switch. And she always told me, and I never knew what it meant. Back then, my mom told me. Since then, I've seen the quote somewhere. She'd say, "Do you see that car going up the road right now making all that noise?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "They want to be seen." She said, "Go do what you're supposed to do and let your success be your noise. They'll never put that out." So my mindset when I played was, don't worry about all of that. I took pride in answering the bell every night. I did. But I took pride because of the thing that I was taught. And they just go out there, work your butt off, and keep working, and let other people talk about it. But looking back on it, I'm most proud of the least amount of games I missed in my career. That's what I'm more proud of over all the accolades and things like that.
So do you recall how many you did miss?
Huh?
Do you recall how many games you did miss?
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
I take pride in
Right.
the fewer games that I missed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's, a lot had to happen, but I had to be in shape to be able to do it. I prided myself in that. But I was in a great situation. Like I always say, I came here the right time, the right situation, wouldn't have changed it. This is what I needed, and I think at the time, this is what the Jazz needed. And it just worked. But my coaching staff running the plays, and it's a person we never talked about, and I have to talk about this person that taught me to be a professional, Adrian Dantley. They took the plays that he led the league in scoring and said, Coach Frank Layton, which I'll see him a little bit later, so you know what I think about him. They took the plays for Adrian Dantley, who was all everything, taught me how to be a pro, and they made those same plays for me. That's pretty amazing in itself. And I remember Frank Layton telling me, "You know we traded Adrian." I said, "Yes, sir." And he said to me, "Are you ready for the challenges?" And me being full of piss and vinegar, yes, I am. But I didn't know the hard work to go into it. But then once I started working hard, it just reflected back to what my mom and grandfather told me. And then it became easy. The game of basketball was never a job to me, where I said, it was just that warrior mentality, me against you, would always kick in. And when you kick my butt, I'm like, yeah, okay, you got me, but I'll see you again, because I was that stubborn. But the hard work part of it, and looking back, everything just had to fit. Everything had to fit. And then you look up and you're number 3 now. Wow, it's amazing, but that was just a short part of my life. And I have a lot of work to do still, so. But it was neat, but the ride was.
Do you miss those days, or you're probably more forward thinking though?
I miss the camaraderie of that brotherhood. Like, I miss that. But no, the competitive part is now just business. And, you know, Larry Miller once again introduced me to a guy, Andy Matson, put us together and say, hey, if you two guys don't kill each other in the first 2 years, both of y'all alpha males, y'all could do some special things. And our blessing from Larry is just amazing. I always think about him. I think about him all the time, and I think about our conversations, you know, that we had, and not having that, you know, so cliche-ish, but not having that father figure, and to be able to see things from a different perspective, being able to look at it for what it is, but not try to get sidetracked one way or the other. But it's just a lot had to happen. They had to draft John Stockton. You know, so it's been amazing.
I wanted to ask you something, and you probably get tired of hearing this question, but you and John and the Jazz, I think you went to every playoff. You were in the playoffs every year. 2 consecutive appearances in the finals. But the Chicago Bulls and that Michael Jordan kind of stood in the way. Do you think of that as some unfinished business, or is that?
No, you know, you always thought of unfinished business when you was playing, but you got to put that business in perspective. Life is business. You best try to handle your business of life. And then you got to put it into perspective in the moment, right? I avoid or try to avoid anything I'm doing when I unfinished. No, sir. My time have came and gone. I have no affiliation with the Jazz at all, if you can believe that. Now that's for another conversation, which I'm sure will be had this weekend while I'm here. But no, sir. It's the moment. My time have came and gone. I'm not bitter. I tip my hat to the Chicago Bulls as a competitor like I am. They are too, but they won. How do you handle defeat? Yes, losing twice the championship, I better have a hell of a lot of character, you know, in defeat, but I have to, because that never defined me as a human being and a man. And I'm a man. That sport never defined me. I loved it. It's the most competitive profession you can be in my opinion. But you have to put it in the proper perspective. I never said, do you know who I am, Karl Malone? Nobody give a shit at the end of the day, right? But I've always tried to be respectful until you're disrespectful to me. And I love hard, and I'm passionate. And some people took my passion, that prima donna and all that. And I say to those people, you are who you are. Respect me, I'm gonna respect you. But those was my motivators. It really was. And of course we need motivating. But we go from there. But you have to give credit where credit is due. I hate it we lost. But how we handled ourselves as professionals and characters, we gave credit where credit is due. But so many playoffs, when we just kicked your ass, they had excuses. Our team, that Coach Sloan, Coach Johnson, that time Coach Layton, Coach Nett, we had no excuses. And we gave credit. That's class, because we was proud of our team. And we tried to do it the right way. And I think we did.
Very successful businessman. And I think you probably approached that the same way you did with the game of basketball. I mean, you've got car dealerships, Powersports, I'm sure other things.
Well, one can't do it alone. No, seriously.
Yeah.
You know, family. And when you have a business partner, you got to trust a business partner. Larry put us together. And that question was, Andy Matson had been a business partner of mine, and he actually oversees the whole company. And Andy and I had a conversation. How have we lasted? And I told him straight up, and nobody, it was just him and our conversation, but I think people might find it interesting. I said, we respected Larry. Andy was the youngest GM in the Larry Miller Group at 25 when he started running our first store in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We bought it from the Garcia family, spearheaded by Larry. About 2 months before he bought that store, he had that conversation about Andy and I. Family and a few close friends, but our whole company, our Powersports, our car dealership, we're family, and we're there for us right now. And that's how we did it. It ain't me. It's not me. It's not Andy. And it's not John May, who is their parent, you know, kind of when I say that for his company-wise. It take a whole lot. It take family, you know, but now we've assembled, you know, in our company, and we're still active, but it ain't me. But I'm involved as much as I want to be involved. Other than that, we have a management team in place. My son KJ, he's involved some now. Of course, he's my agent now. I made him an agent, and I said, we ain't going through all the rigmarole. If somebody won't do something with your dad, they call you. If they don't, the hell with them anyway. So he just got anointed that. But I have been blessed, but it started with the Miller and the Miller family. And but now it's been amazing. But the customers, they got other places to go, and I'm not running for office here. We as athletes, I'm gonna let a little cat out of the bag for the listeners. We say it don't matter what you think about us or say about us. It really do. We're human, right? We all want to be liked, and we want you to grow to love us. I don't care who nobody say. We are needy too as athletes, okay? If I had any doubt in my mind what the people thought about me in Utah, the masses, our company wouldn't be successful as it is, because the same jazz fans, the same people, yeah, we all have flaws, lots of them, big ones, but to still really understand who you are and support you, like Utah have with us and other states too, but where I cut my teeth at. I'm going to speak in a minute, and I'm excited. I get to see everybody who helped molded me in business in a little while. From Zion's Bank to Jiffy Lube to America West. I get to speak to these people, Coca-Cola. Those are the first people, and I'm leaving some people off, those are the first people that Larry introduced me to in the 100 Club. And a guy, I have to say this, it's a young man, he ain't that young, that worked for the Jazz. And I hope I don't jinx this for him. But I have to say, it's a guy that is all jazz, and his name is Jim Olsen. And he was in the Jazz organization, and I have to say that he probably cringe when he see this. As an athlete, the only thing I've ever wanted from the Jazz when I retired was respect. In the last 5 years, I wanted it more than ever. But one person over the last year, I've tried to make that happen. And that's Jim Olsen. Respect the man. I will respect you. And I don't care what entity you are, how big you are, how small you are. I'll try to make the time out. But when you're an organization or you're a municipality or whatever that disrespect me as a person, I don't have the problem, you got it. But to Jim, he have been the one to try to hold this thing together, and I appreciate him, and I love that man. And I had to say that, because I know how things work. I know how the politics work in life now. And Jim, that's okay, because you're the kind of guys we really love. You know the rest of that. I love my Jazz. I love my Jazz. I will say this to you, and I'm a pub you, Delta Airline. Delta Center was always the Delta Center. So they got that right. Thank you, Utah Jazz, for that. The Delta Center will always be the Delta Center.
A couple more questions. I mean, I could sit here and talk all day, but I guess on a lighter side, are there events this week that you're looking forward to? Maybe all of them, I don't know.
You know, I am looking forward to spending time with legends of basketball, the living legends of basketball. We're doing the Legends Lounge for them. I'm looking forward to that.
So who are some of the names you're gonna?
Any legends. We're doing a lounge at the host hotel. I'm looking forward to that. I get to take, my family to some events, and I might do some things, but this is our home base right here at Mac's place, so we'll be right here. But I'm just going to see how it go and what happened.
Do you think the All-Star Week means as much now as it did when you played?
Yep, I get to bring my family, my grandkids. They get to come and see it, so I get to spend some time with them and reconnect.
And that's got to be the thing, family. I mean, back in those days, I mean, you're on the road all the time, but now it's got to be great to have all that time with your family, especially as they grow.
Yes, sir. It is.
Is there one message you would like to send to all of Utah?
Yes. I love you guys, and we all can do better. And it hurt me when I see people call Utah racist. It hurt me because I didn't witness it, and I would have said something about it. I love Utah. We all can do better. But thank you for allowing me to steal a little bit of your time and grow into the man I am today. I love you, and it's going to be hard when my days here are done, because I got about 3 or 4 places that I want some ashes. First place I got to sprinkle some at of my family is here. This truly where it started, and I'm appreciative.
Well, Karl, we all love you, and thank you for the years.
Well,
and for the influence even today.
I feel it.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.